What's up, guys? Chillin' Dude here with the first edition of Chillinterviews. Gonna interview people in the Smash scene about various subjects. Try to make this into a little series, and we're starting off with Zain. Panda Global Zain has become notorious as the fastest improving Melee player in recent memory and perhaps ever. In just a few years, Zain went from an unknown player to borderline top 10 in his region, and now inarguably top 10 in the world. In addition to his skyrocketing performance, Zain is also known to have one of the most stylish punish games around, mixing flair with utility to create an airtight yet beautiful combo game. And I'll be speaking with him in just a moment. All right, so I have Panda Global Zain here. How you doing today, Zain?
I'm doing good, doing good.
Nice, good to hear. And thank you for coming on the first edition. I'm trying to make this into a little bit of a series. Chill interviews. I don't know. I'm kind of mashing those words together. We'll see.
I like it.
It's a tentative title for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's get right into it. When did you actually first start playing Melee competitively?
So I started in the summer of 2014, in my senior year of high school, like right as I was graduating.
Okay.
I went to my first tournament was a Clarendon in
Ah,
Arlington, Virginia.
yeah, I remember
Yeah.
those.
And from the first time I went to a tournament, I pretty much just got hooked, like on like going to tournaments and stuff and competing.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Do you think that was there something that got you into the scene aside from the tournaments themselves, or was it just like watching events that got you interested in the first place?
So a lot of people think that it was the doc that got me into the melee, but I actually didn't see it until like after I started
Oh, okay.
competing. It was actually just my friend from high school who like told me about a competitive scene because I had mentioned that I played Smash like casually when I was a kid,
Mm-hmm.
um, and then he told me to like hit up a tournament in Arlington, and I was like, sure.
Nice.
um, and from there, I pretty much transitioned into playing at my college scene at Virginia Tech,
Right.
which is really where I first started to like play a lot, because everyone was like the same skill level, and I think that was like pretty conducive towards getting better.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was when you first started getting into the real competitive vibe. Do you think at that point in time you already had a feeling that you were able to improve faster than others, or that you had potential to, get as high as you are now?
Hell no. I was getting destroyed just by like pretty much everyone at first. I think I was really persistent though. Like my mentality was always like pretty improvement focused, and I never really got discouraged by like getting destroyed by people,
Right.
which I think is important for getting better. I remember I had some graduation money from high school,
Mm.
and I would just like money match everybody in my college, just
Nice.
like constantly. I probably like threw away like $200 just money matching people, but hopefully I made it back.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So I think the $1 million question when it comes to you, what most people wonder is basically how the hell did you get good so fast? I know that you have a pretty strict like training regimen. So let's talk about, I guess, your practice first. What do you do as far as practicing melee in general?
So these days, a lot of what I do is mostly video analysis, just because I think once you get better, it starts getting a little more ambiguous as to what you need to focus on. So you have to really focus in on video analysis.
Right.
But initially, I would just like solo practice a lot. Like I'm talking like maybe 3 hours a day of
Oh,
just
okay.
like focused solo practice, and I could do this for a long time because I'm also really into music. So I would just like put on a new album that I'd never heard before
Hmm.
and just like practice, and it was like I'd never get bored doing it.
Right.
Um, and then I would like try new things, like just different tech, and then I would spam it in friendlies, like after I had practiced it alone.
Hmm.
So say something like pivoting, right? When I first learned that, I would just like grind it alone, and then in friendlies I would just like try and spam it even if it weren't good.
Right, right.
Just and then I would find out like where it's useful, and like its actual applications, and then in tournament I'd be able to use it like effectively.
Right, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great way to do it. Do you so I mean, obviously, that's a great amount of tech skill practice on your own, and that
Yeah.
definitely leads to solid tech skill in general. But do you think that the solo practice on its own was what caused you to start improving quickly, or do you attribute that more to playing against people at tournaments?
Um, it was probably due to the fact that, like I was saying before, everyone at Virginia Tech was around the same skill. So it was easy to kind of like climb up the ranks once I started getting better.
Hmm.
And there's like a clear path of improvement there where I think playing friendlies with them helped a lot and just like trying new things. And then once I came to Nova for the summer, I was able to try like new stuff against PR players, and I was like, maybe I'm actually good at this game.
Yeah, I remember the first breakout win you really had was against Siren at SmashCon 2015, and
Yeah.
at the time I was just making fun of Siren for it. I was like, "Oh, you suck, dude! You lost to some guy named Zain." Like, but it was clearly I think the first just like stepping stone of like the first top 100 level player you beat, and then
Yeah.
from there it probably got easier and easier.
Funny side story about that. Right before I played Siren,
Hmm.
I actually lost to Hugs in winners, and it was the weirdest set of all time because I got four stock the first game.
Oh wow.
Second game, I two stock him, and I'm like, all right, maybe I can do this. I'm like, maybe I can actually beat him, and then I just get four stock the last game. I'm like, what just happened? Like he was just
Oh
like playing
man.
with my emotions or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
He knocked me into losers.
That's actually, I don't know if I've ever heard of someone double four stocking but losing a game in the same
It's
set.
it's on YouTube, so you
Is
can
it
definitely
really?
find it. Yeah, so my friend like recorded it on his phone.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hilarious. So again, the practice regimen was clearly there in terms of tech skill practice and in terms of the stepping stones of players you're trying to beat. Do you think
Uh-huh.
there's any other factors at play, or do you think it's just really consistent practice, really consistent improvement, and just like kind of knowing when to move to the next level of practice? Or do you think there's like something else at play as far as your rapid improvement?
I think one of the my biggest strengths actually is just my mentality of not getting like discouraged by like losing, and I think a lot of players have trouble like with saltiness. I
Right.
don't. I never get salty when I lose. I get sad for a while, but
Mhm.
like it makes me want to like keep improving. Um, yeah, having like a positive mentality and realizing like I always remind myself that I can like beat anyone.
Mhm.
Like even when I was bad, I just have to keep telling myself that like with enough practice and improvement, I know like I have the ability to beat anyone.
Right.
And I've always told myself that. Like when I go to a tournament, my intention is to win. I never have a goal of like getting ninth or something.
Mhm.
Um, it's just the way that my brain is wired, I guess.
That's awesome. I mean, that's obviously a great mentality to have. I think part of it too is that since you've been in the scene such a short amount of time, you don't have like this preconceived notion of how good you are and how good you're supposed to be. So that
Yeah.
probably helps as well. So I think the rapid improvement in general just comes down to several factors for you, but it's been insanely impressive. Honestly, I think out of anyone I've seen in the scene, going back to even like KDJ and the Doc, I think you've relative to how good the scene is, you might be the fastest improving player we've ever seen, which is super impressive, man. Um,
Thanks.
for sure. So along those same lines, since you have been improving so much, you've had a ton of great performances recently. Most notably, Summit. I think
Yeah.
we can probably agree that that was like your best performance so far overall.
Hmm.
But aside from that one, what do you think as far as recent events, specifically 2018, but you can go back to last year if you want, as far as what tournament performance felt the most special to you in, just because of like overcoming a demon or just doing something you didn't previously do? Is there anything that really stands out to you aside from Summit?
I think so. This was a while ago at Big House 6. Um, Summer, or it was like fall of 2016 is when I beat Plup, and no one really had heard of me in the scene prior to
Mm-hmm.
this. And even if they did, they probably thought I was like only good versus Spaceys.
Right, right.
Um, so beating Plup's Sheik at that tournament for me was like a clear sign to me that I have like it was like an affirmation of the fact that I can be really good at this game.
Mm.
And I think that was really important for me and like allowed me to like have continued success.
Yeah, definitely. I think that when, as far as from my point of view, looking at you as a player, the Siren win, I was like, all right, whatever. Siren loses to randos all the time. Like, but when
Yeah,
you
I mean,
beat Pluv,
he didn't seem like too into the set.
yeah, I mean that's classic Siren. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, when you beat Pluv, I was like, oh damn, like that's a huge win. You know, he was already top 10. He was like 6 or 7 ranked at the time already, and
yeah.
so the fact that you were able to take him down there was really huge.
Oh, actually, I completely forgot about SmashCon, the last SmashCon.
Ah,
Um,
yeah,
that one was like really awesome for me just because it was in Virginia
right,
and everyone like when I was playing SFAT in top eight, everyone was like popping off, and I was
right.
like, "This is amazing."
Was that your first major top 8 SmashCon?
Yeah, it definitely was. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, and then got that win over SFAT. That's it's hard to go into your first top 8 ever and then even get a win. So
The path to my top eight was a little weird because I only beat people from MDVA. Um,
mm,
I
nice.
beat I beat Rishi, Chu, and Lod. So
Evan.
I remember when I was going like when I was going to top eight, I was like, I need to beat SFAT. It's like otherwise it's gonna be like a little fraudulent.
Right. That was the first time you beat Chu as well, right?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, the last time I had played him was like I think the last SmashCon
Oh, okay,
or two
before that.
SmashCons before that. Yeah.
Right, right. Oh, okay. Well, nicely done regardless. And ever since then, you've had multiple more top 8s, so keeping it
Hmm.
going, obviously. And then leading it from that, you are newly sponsored by Panda Global.
Yeah.
Good shit on that. Do you feel
Thanks.
like since you've gotten the sponsorship, anything has really changed as far as your mentality or viewpoint on the game?
Um, the first tournament I went to as a PG player was Flatiron,
Okay.
and I definitely felt like a little pressure to perform. Um,
Absolutely.
like I hadn't really felt that. Like I was always playing for myself, really.
Hmm.
Um, but then, like having the jersey on and stuff, I was like, oh god, I have like a team to represent. But I don't know. I kind of eased into it and realized that it's no different really. You just got to keep playing the game, and I still like enjoy playing melee, and I don't know.
Right.
It's definitely doable.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's something that you get used to for sure. So,
Yeah, I mean now I don't feel like too much pressure,
right,
um, and it's awesome to be on Panda Global.
right. Good stuff. And so you were mentioning you started your melee career at Virginia Tech. You've now
Hmm.
graduated, is that correct?
Yeah.
Nice. Congrats on that. So as far as, with the degree that you now have, but you're also top 10 status in melee, what's your general future plans involving, trying to balance the two if possible?
Right. So I'm taking a year off. Like I'm not looking for a job or anything.
Okay.
I just want to like focus on traveling and competing in Smash,
Nice.
just to see how far I can get and like what I can do with just like focus attention on the game. Um, we'll see what happens after a year, but right now I'm just like excited to like try this out.
Right. Yeah, makes perfect sense. I think that's a great plan for sure. And
Yeah.
then obviously afterward you can see what the situation is. Then Smash Five will
Hmm.
be out, and who knows what the scene will be like in a year. Should be,
Yeah, a lot of things could change, honestly.
yeah, definitely. All right, cool. So now getting into the really serious portion of the interview,
Oh
you
boy.
you are the reigning Mario Party champion at Summit.
Yes.
You've clearly established yourself as a Mario Party god. You took down.
I'm on a crazy streak right now, dude. Like I think the last like 10 games I played I won.
Wow. Okay, that goes back to when you came over to our place before
Yeah, yeah,
Summit.
that was adding onto the streak.
That's nuts. Okay, so as a Mario Party god, what's your personal favorite Mario Party game?
Yeah, it's probably four out of nostalgia just for me.
Right.
Um, it's the one I've played the most. It's probably objectively not the best one. Like,
It's up
there's
there.
definitely it's up there, but some of the mini games are pretty whack. Like, there's like so many matching mini games which I hate because I just can't do it. But
Oh man.
I think five is also pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think all the GameCube ones are pretty solid, and the even the
Yeah.
N64 ones as well. And then it gets a little dicey at that point.
The one on the Wii was, oh my God, that one
Yeah,
was so
you
bad.
all travel together.
Yeah. It was awful.
Yeah, that shit is terrible. What would you say are your top three favorite mini games in Mario Party?
It's got to be Booksquirm.
Ooh, easy classic.
Booksquirm is easily number one.
Yeah.
Um, then Dungeon Duos is
Ooh.
the team one. I
Yeah, yeah.
really like that
That
one.
one's really good as well.
Um, third one. It's pretty hard actually. It's probably something from four. I just can't think of it right now.
Mm.
But there's a funny story about Dungeon Duos from Smash Summit because Mango and I were teaming for it
Hmm.
against Hungrybox and Amsa, and I don't think Hungrybox really knew how to play. So we were just like like Hungrybox kept like falling off like the
Where you have to jump onto it.
yeah, he just like kept misplacing it. So we were just like far ahead with balloon. And Megan and I just like take our beer and just like cheers. Like, as we're like slowly pumping it up as we're like trying to catch up. It's like 50 seconds.
Oh man, that's great. Nice, nice. Okay. Yeah, so basically done with the interview, but I do have something fun here to end it with. We're gonna do a quick word association game. I'm sure you've heard of
Ooh.
these. So I'll
Yeah,
say a
yeah, yeah.
word, you say the first word that comes to mind. So
Okay.
if I said Wakanda,
Forever.
easy. Okay. So we'll ease into it and then we'll start to get into some of the more serious ones. So let's
Okay.
start off and just, rapid fire. Let's go quick. All right.
Let's do it.
So pivot,
S Smash.
edge.
Cancel.
Right, right. I figured. All right. Now Rishi,
Smash God.
diss track.
Chillin'.
Nice. June,
Bug.
Lod.
Peach.
Okay. SFAT.
Free. Oh,
I was hoping that would be the response. That's literally why I put that there. Oh, that's amazing. Okay. Leffen.
60/40. Is that even a, no, it's not a word. Whatever.
Close enough, close enough. And melee.
Amazing.
Nice, nice. All right, dude. Fun
Oh
interview.
man.
Thank you very much for letting me practice my interview skills and get
No,
this.
thanks for having me.
Dude, I actually really want to talk to you. I think you're one of the most fascinating things in Melee right now. You're definitely super impressing people with not only the way you play, but how fast you're improving. So good stuff, man. I'm excited to hear that you're focusing on Melee for the next year or so at least, and I'm sure that's great news for a lot of others as well.
Yeah, I'm
Especially
excited.
especially the new school Marth players that base their style on you, which you based on Richie.
No.
Oh
Okay,
man.
let's end this.
We were going so well. Oh, might be, might be. All right. All right. Thanks again, man. And good luck at CEO and all the summer events. I'll see you later.
Thanks. Peace.
Peace.